is brought to you by CFU, the power of service.
Welcome back to Panther Sports Talk. The UNI Panthers fall to South Dakota State 41-3. Coach, the top-ranked team in here inside the Unidome for Family Weekend, and the first time really all season where you had special teams and turnovers really play a critical role against your team early in the football game.
Yeah, we had critical errors across the board, and they took advantage of them. You can't do that against a good team, and the things you talked about, coached against, happened to us.
2 fumbles, 2 interceptions. He also had a blocked punt that was returned for a touchdown. What do you learn about your team when you go through moments like that and guys have to refocus and regroup real quickly?
Well, the first thing you have to do is look truth in the eye and find out why, not just jump to conclusions of why it happened. You have to go back and really define what happened. And then the players have to see the truth as well, whether it was a coaching error or whether it was a player error or just was a good play. Let's sort the thing out, look it in the eye, and then make the corrections.
Your team's 2-3 on this season now. 12,000 people were in attendance, largest crowd for UNI Panther football game since the 2017 season. What was the energy like at the start of the football game and through that first half?
It was great. It was just that was the disappointing for me. The most part was that we had a great crowd, and they had earned the ability to get that kind of crowd there with how they played at Nebraska and some things that had been built up. But it was a letdown to see how we played, and then so that was the balancing act, because it was a great crowd. The crowd was ready. It was the players that weren't.
Yeah. Be excited to get all the Panther fans back in their next home game, October 26th, the homecoming game against Missouri State. Coach, let's talk offense. Ty Edwards had a critical fumble in that football game, but about a 5-yard average. Had some positive plays going early in that football game.
He did. He really ran hard, and the guy got it from behind on the punch out. He was carrying the ball tight. The guy came from behind and got the punch out. But if you watch Ty throughout the whole game, he really played hard.
62 yards for him. Sergio Morency led the Panthers in receiving as well. 6 catches for him, 73 yards. What do you see from Sergio week in and week out, as he seems to be one of those consistent pieces in the receiving game? Well,
he is, and he needs to lead through a situation like this. That's when he needs to step his game up, and you call on those kind of people like Ty, like Sergio, like Lane. You call on those people in a situation like this because they have to step to the forefront.
Yeah, J.C. Roquet come up with 5 catches as well, 46 yards for him. Is he getting more comfortable with the offense, and is he a guy you really want to try and get more touches over the course of a game?
He needs more touches. After he showed up at Nebraska, he got more work after that. Now he's multiplying his work each and every week, and he's making the plays.
Coach, you made a quarterback change after 2 interceptions from Aiden Dunn. Matthew Scheckelman, what did you see from him in his action through the second half?
He needs to get in the comfort zone. He came out, did okay again. He's had 2 games now, at least 3 quarters of critical football to play. Needs to get more in rhythm, needs to smooth things out, but that's called experience. That's called playing time.
Over the course of the season, you always have shuffles in personnel. Offensive line, Hayden Amos left the football game. What did you see from the offensive line as you piece those guys together?
The offensive line, I'm looking at the body of work. The offensive line is playing good. They can play better. But as you go back, that's not the situations. That's the bigger situation. It's a part of it, as everything is, but at the same time, they've been playing well. It's just they could step their game up a little bit, but they've done well.
Kicking game, Caden Palmer, his first attempt of a 40-yard field goal or longer, and he knocked it in for 3 points for you.
And same thing with him. Game experience makes him calmer. It's that tension they feel, and maybe it was a tension Man, when you're young, you get tense over those games. When you're older, it brings out the best in those games, and that's where we have to find that happy medium.
All right, the Panthers' next couple of games against top 10 opponents, both will be on the road. We'll have more on that with Coach Farley after this.